guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you a quick comparison video today to talk about all three versions of the Nike Elite socks. I think that a lot of people don't realize how important socks are in terms of the equipment that they wear when it comes to overall comfort out there on the field. In-game situations are one thing, but when you're practicing and putting a lot of hours on your feet, it's really important not only to have good shoes, but it's also very important to have the right socks, because the wrong socks are generally the main cause of getting blisters or any kind of rubbing injuries on your foot, which are kind of difficult to maintain. Once you've got that type of injury, it's very difficult to play with a blister. It just hurts a lot, and it's something that is easily avoided with a decent pair of socks. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard me talk about True Socks before on my channel. It's something that I've mentioned plenty of times. It really is the best performance sock out there in that it truly does eliminate any kind of slippage between your sock and the foot, as well as between the sock and the shoe, making for an overall very responsive feel. The problem here is that they retail for $40 US, which I realize is fairly expensive for a single pair of socks, but if you do have the money to spend, this is definitely the pair of socks for you. But with that being said, if you are on a slightly lower budget for a pair of training socks, then the Nike Elite series of socks is definitely something to consider. So without further ado, we'll get into the quick comparison. So here is a look at all three variations of the Nike Elite sock. Keep in mind that there will be buy it now links for all three versions down below in the description, so just keep that in mind. On the right side here, I have the standard Nike Elite sock. They are intended as a basketball sock, and they tend to retail somewhere around the $14 mark. In the middle here, I have the Nike Vapor Crew Length sock. It is intended as an American football sock and tends to retail around the $16 to $18 price point. And then on the left side here, I have the newest version of the Nike Elite sock. It's called the Nike HyperElite, and it is intended again as a basketball sock and retails right now at $18 US. All three of these are very good options, and I'm just going to quickly kind of go through what the differences are between all three versions. Now on the right side with the standard Nike Elite sock, it's really more of a padded sock. It's probably the most thickly cushioned out of all of them, especially in the foot area. You can see that all of these teal areas on this particular colorway feature a little bit of extra padding, and for the most part, it's a very kind of spongy feeling sock. All three of these are made from a dry fit material. They are both branded as right and left, and of course it has that kind of cool design going down the back. For those of you guys wondering, it doesn't have a Nike logo. Instead it has the LJ crown, which is kind of the LeBron James signature. That's just the colorway for this particular sock. Has nothing to do with the sock itself. As far as the middle sock, the Vapor Crew Length sock, this one is interesting because it has that little bit of extra padding here going around the back of the Achilles as well as down the sides of the ankle. Again, this is designed as an American football sock. So for the most part, it will have that little bit of extra padding on there. Now what you're going to find on the foot is probably the tightest fitting of all three socks that I have here. It has a nice amount of padding to it, but at the same time, it still feels very rigid. And you can see there's kind of this X pattern in black going across the midfoot. That's going to squeeze your foot very securely and kind of create a little bit of arch support in the kind of tight fit that it provides. It's very thin on top, as you guys can see, and works very well as a soccer sock. Again, you have that little bit of a design there, and you can actually fold these down, and it kind of has some little hidden messages underneath, which I thought was pretty cool. You can see you got the Nike symbol, it says Vapor, and then every single colorway will have actually a little bit of a different saying there. This one says Beast, as you guys can see, which I thought was pretty cool. So I'll put that right there. And then of course we have the newest version of the Nike sock. This is the Nike HyperElite, and personally this is my favorite of the bunch. It definitely has the nicest footbed area in my opinion. It's very nicely padded. Again, you kind of have a little bit of arch support going through the middle here with that kind of targeted padding with a little bit tighter fit through the midfoot. Of course, it is a dry fit material, and I really like that you have this kind of inlay padding on both sides of the ankle as well as going across the top of the foot where it kind of bends into your leg. I really like how that feels, and I like that these are slightly longer than the other versions of the Nike Elite socks, allowing for a more secure fit overall. Again, you have that little bit of a design there on the back, and for the most part, all three of these socks are very good looking in my opinion. But if you are looking for something a little bit more comfortable, any three of these are going to be viable options. It's just a matter of picking the one that you prefer the most. Alright guys, that's it for my comparison of the entire Nike Elite series of socks. Again, while they are labeled as basketball or American football socks, they're perfectly usable as soccer training socks as well. And if you are looking for something that's going to hopefully lower the chances of you getting any kind of blisters on your feet, and just making for an overall more comfortable training experience than any of the 3 versions of the Nike Elite socks. Is definitely something to take a look at. Again, you can find buy it now links for all 3 versions down below in the description, as well as True Socks if you guys are interested. I'll leave some other sock related videos that I have done on my channel through annotations on screen, so be sure to go ahead and check those out. If you guys have any questions or comments, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.